All right, how to change your own sink. Cut all the caulk around the sink, because if you do not, you will rip and splinter your countertop. Next, make sure you drain the trap of water. Take the nut off there. Take the nut off there. Drop the motherfucking drain. Get that shit the fuck out of here. Next, you gotta shut these two valves off. Those are the water lines to your faucet. If you don't, you're gonna have a big fucking mess. Alright, so shut them shits off. And then these are your two water lines to your faucet. Unscrew those. You're probably gonna use pliers. I just use my fingers because I'm fucking Hercules. Get that shit the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Next, this is your flange for your garbage disposal. You probably need a screwdriver because you're not Hercules like me. Twist that shit off. It'll fall right off. Hit your fucking counter. Make sure you cut all the motherfucking caulk, or else you're not going to have fun. You're going to ruin your countertop. Rip the faucet off because you're Hercules. Get this shit, big ass 9,000 pound cast iron sink the fuck out of here. Shit's ugly as fuck. It ain't 1960 no more. The fuck? Oh, by the way, subscribe, you fuckers. Next, clean your shit because you're a fucking slob. Clean all your husband pissing all over the sink when he's cocked. Get that shit out of here. Next, you gotta mark where the new sink sits, because I can almost promise you they're never the same size. I don't know who the fuck pays these engineers. Bunch of fucking clowns. I don't know where the fuck they get their degrees from. Same size sink, never fits in the same hole. Don't understand it. Doesn't make any sense. Next, do whatever you can. See if you cut this, it will help it from cracking and splintering if you have a shitty countertop like this. See that little splinter there? Because I'm a retard. Cut this shit. Oh, by the way, if you have the sink out, now's the time to cut your fucking trap arm off. It'll make your life a lot easier. You know, when you go to put the drain together. Next, see if she fits. Almost 10 out of 10 times it won't fit yet. Like I said, I don't know who the fuck pays these engineers. Yeah, got some more trimming to do. That's great. Oh, just pound it into place. All right, next, if you have a gap, once you get it in place, you use your clips, these clips right here. You use your clips to suck that bend down, because these manufacturers suck at manufacturing. Yeah, look at that big bowed sink. Yeah, thanks, fucking Kohler. Put the clip on here and try to suck that edge down flat, you know? That's all you could do. I'll show you. There's a special tool that you need in order to use these, in order to tighten down these clamps. If you don't have it, or you lost it like me, just use an extension with a flathead screwdriver, and it sucks 10 times worse, but it works. We'll put that right in the little slot there. Yeah, there you go. And tighten it right down. I use an impact gun. Bend that sink right down flat so it doesn't look like shit. That way people say, oh yeah, this sink manufacturer is great. Look at that. Suck that shit right down. Perfect, looks great. Now, caulk around the sink. That way water can't get underneath it, and that way it looks great. You can hide your gaps that way from the shitty manufacturing. You know, your big bows in the sink. You can hide them with caulk sometimes, make it look fantastic. You know, what would these manufacturers do without us licensed professionals? Next, let's put the faucet on. A new faucet. This is a Kohler 560. Love this faucet. You just, you know, tighten this thing down with some screws. I usually use an impact gun because I don't give a shit. Faucet's on. 2 seconds. Done. I'm using a screwdriver because you're a homeowner, and that's probably what you should do because you don't know the ugga-dugga rate. All right. The supply line's usually tagged. Cold's usually on the right, because the only thing you need to know to be a plumber is hot on the left, cold on the right, and shit flows downhill, and payday's on Friday. Tighten that shit with channel locks because you don't give a fuck about scratching it. As long as it don't leak. A-okay. Mint, bro. Now, put a ton of fucking silicone on this strainer so it don't leak. Who gives a shit about the next guy? Some people use plumber's putty, but it ain't 1970 anymore. That shit dry rots into a dust and fucking leaks in 10 years. Fuck putty. Silicone it is. That's for the longevity and quality. Mint. Snap that ring on. You'll probably have a problem with this part because you're not a professional like me. The best I could tell you is to hold the thing with your fingertips and then snap the ring on, or have someone hold it from the top. Now I'm gonna ugga these screws. I made sure my apprentice, you can see his hand up there. He made sure the lettering was straight on the sink. Ugga that shit on. See you later on to the next one. All right. Strip all the screws so the next guy has a hard time getting them out. Yeah, if he's good enough with a Sawzall, he can figure it out. You got to clean all that silicone on the sink now, but you can see the letters are straight. Got to make sure the letters are straight. Next, let's hang our garbage disposal. I usually hold one hand on the bottom, and then what you do is there's little tabs on that flange. You put the tabs on the lowest part of that basket, and then you twist it on. The best thing to do is to use channel locks or pliers here, like you see me doing. And in order to make sure it's tight enough that actually makes a seal so it doesn't leak, you got to make sure those two tabs are pretty much touching right there in order for this thing to not leak in 2 years. See that? Look at that. Touching. Yeah. Run it. Good enough. Now, time to teach you how to do a drain the correct way. Remember, we cut the drain off to make our life easier earlier. I'll glue a 45 on just so I don't have to use another coupling, because the last clown put like 6 couplings coming out of the wall for some reason, but I don't feel like trying to ream that out, and yeah, fuck that. I'd rather just glue a 45 on and be done with it. You know what I'm saying, bro? Whatever gets you home sometimes. Make sure it looks, just eyeball it, make sure it looks like kind of pitched or flat or whatever. It'll drain. So, the easiest way to do a drain is, usually I do the up piece first, or what some would call the standpipe. Do a standpipe first. That way you can line up your trap 90 on the other side. You don't see me doing the standpipe first. It's the tailpiece coming out of the garbage disposal is long enough. You could probably just guesstimate it usually. 6 inches, whatever. Who cares? Glue that shit up. This is ABS, so I'm using the special ABS glue. If you're a homeowner hack, you can use transition glue or PVC glue. Who the fuck cares? It'll probably work. Anything will work. Use goddamn silicone. Who cares? But if you want to do the job the right way, you got to make sure you have the right glue for that pipe. That's all there is to it. So if you do the standpipe first, look at that. Now I can make a nice measurement, see what I need for a piece, so I don't have to put a bunch of stress on the trap or make the trap all fucking cockeyed, or got to make sure it looks nice, you know. People are paying you. You got to make sure you do a good job. So, and also you notice I put the rag or the paper towel underneath all this shit for glue drips, so you don't get a bunch of glue all over your cabinet base. God forbid you have a brand new vanity like a normal person, and you don't have a fucking countertop and a cabinet from 1969, and you're replacing the sink for God knows what the fuck reason when you need an entire new kitchen. So here we go. Let's glue this shit in. Glue that shit on. Eyeball that shit level. Yeah, good enough. Put that on. Tighten your trap nut. Look at that. No stress on nothing. Everything looks nice and straight. Perfect. Mint, bro. Let's not forget to tighten the top nut. Those nylon nuts on top suck. You pretty much just have to do them hand tight. If you hit them with channel locks or pliers, they'll freaking go all crooked and cross thread. These things suck. There's your finished product. Go fuck yourself. Pay me.